Good afternoon. The city's ready, correct? All right, thank you. My name is Enrique Zamora. I'm the special master that will be hearing the cases this afternoon. All the cases before me this afternoon are on short-term rental violations. This is not a formal court of law, but I make sure that you get due process. And all the testimony is recorded and is taken under oath. And I basically hear both sides, the city and then the respondent, and based on what I hear, I make a decision. The initial fine on the short-term rental violation is $20,000. I don't have any discretion to lower that amount. So if I find there's enough evidence to say that the violation was committed, I must impose a fine of $20,000. I'm going to ask now those of you who are going to be testifying this afternoon to please stand up to be sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay, I'm gonna call, the first case is SMA 2019-01941 at 855 Euclid Avenue, Unit 308.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Your name, please.
My name is Paul Gettleman. I'm Naomi Gettleman's dad. I'm the co-owner of the apartment. We've, prior to the court getting started, we talked to the city lawyer, and we would like a continuance so we can further have some dialogue, because I think that we can settle this in a manner that's acceptable to both sides.
This is the first time you come before me, is that correct?
Yeah, that's
All right.
correct, sir.
Is there any objections from the city? Yes.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yoey Lopez, City of Miami Beach. No objection from the city.
All right. Isabel, we don't have anything left for October, correct?
No, until October 14, sorry.
Do we still, can I continue to October
Yes.
still?
Yes,
Say, and it is October 14th, correct?
correct.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to October 14th.
Thank you, sir.
If you and the city come to an agreement and there is an agreed order drafted and I signed it, then you don't have to come back,
Thank you, sir.
okay? But otherwise, you have to be here October 14th.
Would that be in the morning or the afternoon?
It will be in the afternoon,
Thank you.
okay, at 2 o'clock, just like today.
We'll be here. Hopefully we won't be
I
here.
hope I don't have to see you again, sir,
Yes,
all right?
sir.
But thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Your Honor.
We're gonna call, ready?
Yes.
Mr. Marrero, can you come up?
Your Honor, good afternoon. Mickey Marrero, law firm Burke Howard, Fernandez and Larkin at 200 South Biscayne Boulevard. As we've done a few times before, Your Honor, there are several cases that are part of a global settlement agreement that I've been working on with the city attorney's office. They have a draft. I spoke to the city attorney representative this afternoon, and they're going to just modify the format of the agreement. So we'd like to continue these cases with their consent. I met with the clerk earlier, and I've identified with her all the cases that are included, so we don't have to read out
That
40
are
cases.
part of that global settlement, so we
Correct,
don't
all
have,
part of that one global settlement. They include the addresses 1518 Drexel, 1600 Pennsylvania, 950 Pennsylvania.
so to
And
be
they're-
clear on the record, those cases that you're requesting a continuance for, have been identified so that my clerk can issue orders on that continuance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. And again, whether, I spoke to the city attorney, and he does anticipate them being resolved before the October 14th date. These cases, barring some major change here, will not be heard. So it's just almost a placeholder. So if you want to continue to that date, hopefully we don't have to be back here. But either way, I don't think it'll take up
But
any
is that
time.
sufficient time
I
for,
really hope so, but it's not entirely in my hands. I haven't touched the agreement in like 4 months. It's been sitting there, so they want to modify it.
I
you
mean,
wanna continue
I would entertain continuing to the next hearing date, which is January 13th.
Well, if we're not done by then,
Mr. Lopez.
we should all lose our bar
I-
licenses, so. So I'm happy, I think that makes sense. I think that
Okay.
makes sense.
We're talking about a global settlement of those cases that you're working
Yeah.
together to try to work something out.
So what's,
And
yeah,
the next hearing date is October 14th, but that doesn't sound too far away from now,
Your Honor, I personally am not working on the case.
okay?
It's Jason.
But
from
I
our
just wanted
office.
to, which is fine, I just wanted to, unless you want to call someone and find out, I am leaning towards a continuance on January 13th instead of October, which,
That seems best, Judge, if we can push it out.
Yeah.
just in
because
case
there are
there's
so
any-
many cases.
I would agree.
That, so,
I know Sylvia would also agree to save herself some staff time, so
so
that'd be
I-
great.
let the record reflect that there's no objection from the city. I'm going to then grant the continuance as an agreed continuance, and the cases will be rescheduled for January 13th. Isabel, is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right,
January
perfect.
13th.
The-
Does that
the-
also include the one property at 710 Lennox as well?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
If it involved the property located at 710 Lennox as well.
Yes,
Okay,
and it does
all
that,
right.
and that's marked on her
So that has
agenda.
been marked.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor, and that's great.
no problems. Okay?
All right,
Good.
Okay, we have a continuance with Feroza. This is case SMA 2018-01527 at 1021 Euclid Avenue.
Good
Okay.
afternoon, Your Honor. Faroshan Dashav on the behalf of City of Miami Beach. Your Honor, the petitioner reached out to the city today requesting a continuance. This is the first time they're requesting a continuance, and the city has no objections.
So the continuance has been requested,
By the petitioner.
okay? And this case, all right. The alleged violator is Brown 46 LLC, is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay, that's what I have here. I just want to make sure I have the right file. But it is 1021 Euclid Avenue, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, just to correctly reflect on the record, the alleged violator has requested a continuance and the city has no objection.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to schedule this one for October 14th, also in the afternoon at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Understood.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay, next case is SMA 2019-01874 at 2345 Lake Avenue, and SMA 2019-01875, 2345 Lake Avenue. He has requested continuance to, this is the attorney Resnick.
Okay. I have two motions to continue the hearing. Is this the first time that I have this case?
No.
It's not the first time.
Correct. Your Honor,
Lopez,
Yoy Lopez,
yes.
City of Miami Beach. Judge, the attorney has reached out to our office, and we do have the file, and we're looking to resolve this with a global. So there's no objection from the city for a joint continuance at this point, seeing as they've already been granted a continuance before.
But there is an attorney that is on the case representing the alleged violator,
That is
correct?
correct, Your Honor.
And is working with your office,
That is correct.
all right? So I will grant the continuance to October 14th. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Sorry? Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna call SMA 2019-02030 for 955 Stillwater Drive.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, your name, please.
Yes, D'Amica Davis here on behalf of DeMarco Jones, who resided at 955 Stillwater Drive.
Okay,
We are here today. My client is the petitioner in this case. He was given a notice of violation for operating a jet ski company at a residential property. It is the petitioner's position that he was not present on the date that the
okay. Let me, my procedure is I allow the city to present the case,
Okay,
and then I give you a chance to respond. Is that okay?
no problem. That's
All
perfectly
right,
fine. I
that's not a
apologize.
problem. And if you want to cross-examine the inspector, you're welcome to do that
Okay.
too. Okay?
Sylvia
may proceed.
Escobar. Sylvia Escobar, City of Miami Beach Co-Compliance Administrator. Actually, Your Honor, we'd like to continue this. The police officer that is a witness to this violation is out on medical leave, so we need to continue this case.
Okay. Now, let me address the continuance so you know how it works. Either side gets one free continuance. If and when I call this case again, the city is not ready, it will be dismissed, because the city already used the free continuance that they're allowed to. okay? And I'm sorry that you came all the way out here and the city's not ready, but, you know, if you would have told me you weren't ready, I would have given you a continuance as well.
Absolutely.
But again, in case I forget, remind me if they are not ready next time, because I will dismiss the case.
No problem, I
Okay.
sure will.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. We have now no shows? Okay, let's go ahead and call the no shows. You, so Lopez, if you want the agreed orders first, we can take them.
No rush, you can call no shows.
No, how many no shows do we have? Roughly? Like 20? 10? No, let's go ahead and get the agreed orders, because we have an attorney waiting here and billing, and we can't afford that. So please, approach. Let's do the agreed orders.
All right, Your Honor.
You did? All right. Nevertheless, we don't want you to sit there wasting your time. I'm sure you have better things to do.
All right, Your Honor, on Special Master Case Number 2016-185 and SMA 2016-343, the parties acknowledged that there was violations on the property for short-term rental, and the petitioner, after establishing with supporting documentation that the violations were committed without their knowledge and consent, the violations are modified to a total of $500. May I do a blanket approach request, Your Honor, for all these 10?
Yes, you may. Just read them into the record.
Read them all on the record?
We can do
Yes.
that.
The case numbers.
On this one is Special Master 2016-95 and SMA 2016-188. The parties acknowledge that there were violations on the property for short-term rental, and the fines are modified to $250. On Special Master Case Number 2019-2015, the parties acknowledge that there was a violation for short-term rental, and the fine is modified to a total of $1,000. On Special Master Case Number 2019-2089, the parties acknowledge that there was a violation on the property for short-term rental, and the fine is modified to a total of $1,500.
Well, all these people represented by counsel?
Not all of them, Your
All
Honor.
of them. Some of them did it pro se.
Correct.
All right.
And they've reached out to our
But
office.
they all have agreed to the terms
That
that
is
you're reading
correct.
to the record.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay?
This one, we don't have an SMA number. It's ZV 2019-2542. So it'd be an agreed order modifying the monetary fine, where the petitioner admits the legitimacy of the violation, and the fine is modified to a total of $1,500. Similar situation, agreed order modifying the monetary fine in ZV 2017-1141. The petitioner admits to the legitimacy of the violation, and the fine is modified to a total of $1,000. On ZV 2016-458 and ZV 2019-2502, it's an agreed order modifying the monetary fine, where the petitioner again admits the legitimacy of the violation, and the fine is modified to reflect a total of $3,500. On Special Master Case Number SMA 2019-2083, the parties acknowledge that there was a violation on the property for short-term rental, and the monetary fine should reflect a total of $500.
Let me ask you, because I always forget to ask. Those orders reflect a day certain by which the violator has to pay the fine, and if not, it goes back to the original amount, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
They have a designated amount of time to pay the fine. If not, it reverts back to the original
All
fine.
right,
And that's reflected in the order.
perfect.
On Special Master Case Number SMA 2018-1501 and SMA 2018-6051, the parties acknowledge that there was a violation for lack of owner's responsibility regarding short-term rental, and that fine is modified to a total of $250, with the petitioner establishing with supporting documentation that the violation was committed without their knowledge and consent.
Okay.
One more here. Your Honor, code violation case numbers CC 2019-7220, CC 2019-7231, CC 2019-7217, CC 2019-7203, CC 2019-7186, and CC 2019-7189. The petitioner admits to the legitimacy of these violations, which was for failure to comply with hosting platforms' responsibilities regarding short-term rentals, and those fines are modified to reflect a total of $2,500.
And how many violations are there?
I count 6, Your Honor.
6, at the same address?
I have different property addresses, Your Honor.
Different properties, okay. All right.
And this was not an order that I worked on.
All right,
May I approach?
please. Yes, sure. So Lopez, let me ask you this. Why is this order only 2 paragraphs as opposed to?
So when it's in read order modifying the monetary fine, that case is already adjudicated.
Just wondering. Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Lopez, here we are. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Are we ready for, okay, so we're going to continue with the no-shows, is that correct? All right, let's call the first one. And so I don't have to mention or get on the record, the cases we're going to call now were scheduled for 2 o'clock, it's now 2:46, and no one has shown up, so we're going to proceed as no-shows.
The case is SMA 2017-00623 at 761 Euclid Avenue, Unit 6.
We have service. According to this, it was delivered on March 29th. So, and the record shows that it was the petitioner's request for continuance that was granted back in March, and here we are, July 15th, there's no one here. So the city may proceed.
Sylvia Escobar, City of Miami Beach Co-Compliance Administrator. Please state your name for the record.
Anthony Perez, Co-Compliance Officer, City of Miami Beach. I'm the custodian of the record for this case.
Please state the notice of violation, case number, and the date you issued it.
The case number is ZB 2017-01082. It was issued on May 16th, 2017 for the property located at 761 Euclid Avenue, Unit Number 6.
Please state the specific section of the code that was violated in this case.
Section 142-1111A for short-term rental for less than 6 months and 1 day.
How did you serve it?
It was sent certified mail to EVA 93 LLC, care of First State Corporate Services Incorporated. It was received on 6/2/2017. It was sent by our administrative aide, Carrie Hodges.
What offense is this violation?
This is the first offense for $20,000.
Please describe when and how this violation was first observed.
On May 16th, 2017, these two code officers conducted a progress check at 761 Euclid Avenue due to a complaint that was previously received of the entire building running short-term rentals. Because they had confirmed other units doing short-term rentals, they investigated the rest of the units on a different day. In this case, unit number 6 had a couple from Michigan, Mr. William Lawrence, accompanied by a female friend who advised them that they were staying from May 14th through May 17th, 2017, and had paid $400. Miss Barbara.
They admitted to this?
Yes.
Okay. Were you there, or you're reading just from the record?
I'm reading from the notes that she has,
Okay,
but she
all right.
has photos here, if I would provide into evidence, Your Honor.
The officer no longer works with our department.
Understood.
So let me just remove them for you. So. And I'm assuming it's the same one. It is. It's copies. No, it's a. Miss Barbara, who was the host for approximately 4 units in the condo unit building, was paid by Mr. Lawrence in cash for $400. They advised Mr. Lawrence that they could not stay on this property because there is no short-term rental allowed. Mr. Lawrence and his friends contacted Priceline.com and were able to relocate the occupants to a hotel, in which they vacated the premises immediately. And that's.
Do you have any IDs from the people that were there?
I can go to this case file here. Oh, there's more. 1082. Yes.
This case has been around for quite a while. I had originally imposed a fine of $20,000 back on July 16, 2018. Then I set aside that order to give him an opportunity to come before me, and
Correct.
I've gotten continuance after continuance, and nothing happened.
And nothing happened, correct?
Well, this is it. But I do want the record to reflect that I had already found and had adjudicated the violation back on July 16th, 2018. That's almost a year ago.
Correct.
Very well. Once again, I find that the city has met its burden, and the violation did occur. Based on the evidence presented, I impose a fine of $20,000 to be paid. I'm giving 90 days to pay it. That would be on or before October 13th, 2019.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, next case is SMA 2019-01968 at 3166 Royal Palm Avenue.
Okay. This is a kind of confusing thing that now the Postal Service has. But what I have here is that this was never received, and it was returned to the city. But I guess they don't use the green card anymore, but they have this letter that's saying that it was returned to sender. So in this case, and we attempted something before, and the same thing happened. The address that we have apparently is no good, but we had this problem before, back in May. In order to proceed, we're going to have either a better address or have the notice posted. Because definitely the address that the city has is not working.
We have two addresses that we can post, the actual property address, and we have another one on Collins Avenue. We can go out, try to hand deliver it at both properties. If not, we'll post it.
But do you post it in this one?
Well, no. We didn't receive a notice appear on this one to deliver it, so.
Okay, this is dated back in June 18th, about a month ago, was sent back. But let's make sure, I'm gonna reschedule for October. Don't bother with mailing anymore. Go ahead and post it,
All right, will do.
okay?
Yes, sir.
So it's being rescheduled for the October 14th date, okay?
Next case is SMA 2019-01969 at 1500 Bay Drive. Bay Road.
We have The same problem here. Says return to sender on claim and unable to forward. And it was sent back to the city. So we need to reschedule. And let's try posting. Okay? And it will be for October 14th.
Next case is SMC 2017-00516 at 761 Euclid Avenue.
What's the SMA? SMC? Which was the last three numbers?
516, 2017-516. You want your number? ZB 2000.
Continue one of the 6761s.
Yeah.
Somewhat frustrating, but no service. Need to post it. Wait a minute. The order that I enter on March 18th reads, the petition request for continuance is granted. This case is continued to July 15th. If the petitioner was here that day, he or she or they knew that have been rescheduled for July 15th.
Correct.
I'm not really sure from reading the order if that's the case or not.
Isabel, do you keep records of who was here?
Yeah, but I don't have it here with me.
I'd like to know if the petitioner was here in person or was it a written request? I don't see a written request here for continuance. And this is another case that
That's the same property address that we had before, that you did adjudication for $20,000.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the same owner.
So it has two violations with the same owner.
Okay, but what I want to know is if the owner was here, present, requesting the continuance, because I don't see, in going back, and this case has been going on for a while as well, I don't see if the owner was present, and I believe,
I'm trying to get into the system. It'll just lock me out, but let me see if I can look at our notes.
well, yes, let's take a moment, because if I advise in person to the violator that this was reset for July 15th, that's good notice.
like the owner lives in Italy, according to the other file. This was a case that was handled by Jerry Goodkins, and then she no longer handled it.
I understand that, but there was a posting of March 12, 2019, okay? This hearing was rescheduled for March 18th, okay? And on that day, the violator was not present, even though it had been posted. But in my order, it says the petitioner's request for continuance is granted. And I don't see anything in writing requesting a continuance. So I am going on the assumption that the petitioner was before me, but I wanted to make sure that that was the case. This is another case where I enter an order for $20,000 fine back in July 16, 2018. It's been almost a year.
Yeah, well, I'll look at the first one. Seven.
Are you able to find out?
I don't see that he was here.
But I don't know how I would.
Do you have an email or something that they came? Because I don't see that.
No, but the thing is, what I don't see is a request for continuance. So if I granted a continuance, it had to be that there was someone here
Right.
making such request. Isabel, you have any way of finding out?
I could try to go downstairs and see if I see something. Because normally this case was in between Jerry Goodkins and another one, and like that order that you placed,
Right,
that's when she requested to be
I
vacated.
understand, but I don't have
Right.
anything here that says who was here that day. So it's up to the city. You can either post it or try to find out if the person was here and I'll hear the case, if you can. Let's take a 5-minute break.
on this one.
Okay, so how we're gonna handle this? Get another chance? No, let's post it. And this is the final continuance. It's been going for a year. I'm not going to continue it after October 14th. And since mailing hasn't worked, let's go ahead and post it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and post it. Yeah,
Okay.
because now I remember Jerry Goodkin was saying that she wasn't representing them any longer, so we have to give him an opportunity.
Very well. This is the last opportunity, though.
All right.
This will be for both cases, right?
Yeah?
Okay, the one that we previously heard,
Yes.
which mean, SMA 2017-00623.
The same owner, but two different units, right?
Right, so.
Right.
6 and 7, I think.
Says 161. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that concludes the calendar.
Yes. That was the last one we have for today. Okay?
All right.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right?
Thank
Perfect.
you. Have a great one.
Thank you. Thank you.